Hello there folks and welcome to part 23 9 playthrough for the Xbox 360 of course in the 4th test match in this Ashes 2009 series with the start of the first Australian innings. And today we're going to bowl, we bowled a few overs in the last match, I don't know what I'm on about now, the last episode. We bowled a few overs to the Australians after getting 427 in our first innings after a strong 97 from Peterson, backed up by plenty of good innings from other players. In their first 3 overs last night, Australia did get 22. Quite a harrowing scorecard, really. And we're still near to the end of day one. We're still on day one. As you can see, Stuart Broad conceded 10 runs in that one over he bowled, and hopefully in this over that we're going to bowl with him now, we'll be a lot more careful and we won't concede so many runs. But I haven't played this game for a while, and this of course brings me to the big point that I haven't done any videos for a week. That is a bit of a danger. First ball. Are they going to go for 2? Are they going to go for 2? Come on. Come on, get there. I think he's out. First ball. What a way to start the episode. What a way to start. The first Australian wicket has gone, and really it's the danger man of Simon Katic. Shane Watson at the other end. I don't get why he's there because he's not a first batter. He's not a bowler either. So all-rounder, he's really not. Great, fantastic from Jimmy Anderson to get it to the wicket-keeper Matt Pryor. And in the first ball, through some very bizarre running at the striker's end, Simon Katic is gone. What a way to start. Brilliant. But yeah, that's all interrupted what I was going to say about the fact that I haven't been active for a week. Basically, long story short, because you don't want to hear about it all day, you're here to watch some Ashes content. I started my new job last week, and I just didn't have the time. I just did not have the time to make videos. But of course, this week, it'll be a lot easier to, I can manage my time a little better now. And I know what I've got to do, and that's the first boundary from Ricky Ponting. Quite a poor ball, really, but going to punish us at some point. We've got that first wicket. That is all that matters, really, at this point. But we are running a bit of a revised schedule for this week. Nothing to do with the fact that I'm at work or anything, or nothing to do with me, really. It's just the fact that Snooker 19 is down at the moment. It's not down, but I'm in the middle of a match, and I can't resume that until the update is out. So this is going to be a series that comes out 3 times this week. You're very, very lucky. I know it comes out 3 times usually, but you will be getting them on different days. So the first one, as you will notice, is today, on Monday. Then you'll have another episode of this on Wednesday and on Friday. If you forget any of that, the schedule is over on the community tab. My goodness me, that was a chance. Didn't quite carry to Paul Collingwood out on the boundary there, but no runs from him.
Let's have a look at that again.
But yeah, that was a chance. And yeah, on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, you'll be getting this content. This will go back to Tuesday, Friday and Sunday. I was having a think about that. That's a chance if it carries. Hey, well and truly did carry, goodness me, but it went all the way for 6. So even though we've had that wicket in this over, we've conceded another 10 runs, courtesy of Stuart Broad. 4 and a 6 from Ricky Ponting. Not a bad way for him to get started, and that is what it's going to be at 5:48 PM. I thought it would be at stumps then for some reason, because we went to that screen, so I thought it might be at stumps. We're going to go with Jimmy Anderson again. But yeah, if you forget any of that schedule, the details are over on the community tab. But if you're watching this late in the future, you don't have to worry about that. But let's get into the cricket now, shall we, after all those service announcements are done. So Australia on 33 for 1 after 4 overs. Quite the really quick start from them, really. Shane Watson has been out for a duck, I think, in both of his innings so far. Not that so far. Another 4 from Shane Watson. We're struggling to bowl at these Aussies. They've been very aggressive at the end of the day, and it seems to be working for them. They've been aggressive in prior innings, and it hasn't worked for them. But this is a really crucial innings in terms of the Ashes in total, really, because we're 2-1 up. This test match could be the vital one for us to win the Ashes, who knows. And Australia need a good innings here. If they don't get an innings above 227, they'll be forced to follow on. And we all know what the ramifications of that would be for Australia. So really they need to win this test match, to be honest. Oh, that was a real shame. Get that for God's sake! Oh, it's overthrows. That's annoying.
Let's have a look at
Overthrew that. Overthrew that completely. But we got away with it in some ways because we didn't concede a 4 or anything like that. But look at this. I mean, we got completely the wrong angle for this. But, oh well, they get a run and they survive for today. Bit shorter again, because that seemed to work just outside the off stump.
the ball.
And my God, that well and truly did work. That well and truly did work. A really short innings from Ricky Ponting. A 4 and a 6. He went for it again. It was in the air. Quite short, really. And Jimmy Anderson gets his first wicket of the innings. He's had a few fifers so far. It'd be great to see another one from him today. But the two danger men are gone, and now Mike Hussey's in at number 4. 2 great wickets to start us off. Great stuff. Go with a Yorker of an off-cutter. See if that tempts him. Oh my god, it does. And from the first ball, it's a 4 for Mike Hussey.
Pure time. Glorious shot. That's a real crowd pleaser.
I do potentially think the difficulty, if I was going to do this series again, I'd maybe put it on hard, because the Australian batsmen just seem a little bit silly. They go for too many things. But ultimately, we've still got to bat well. It's still early days in the Australian innings. It's only 42 for 2. So it's not like they're all out quite yet. But we've made a good start. Got rid of 2 danger men. Watson, who I was criticising a lot before this innings, has made quite a good start. So fair play to him.
Very well.
And oh my god, that is a good start. It carries and it's gone for 6. They're really not afraid on this day 1 evening. We were all out 427. A very high score to get on day 1. But Australia are probably going to get another few overs yet. But we've already seen 2 6s just in this episode. So not great. But we've got 2 wickets. So we can kind of side with that being a good fact. But they are having a go at it here. So fair play to them. I ain't going to knock them. Side bottom not quite quick enough there to get that for a run out. But you're not going to get a run out all the time. So we can't be that hasty and grumpy. Put this one straight at the stumps. But he's gone for it again, and another 4. We are really conceding the runs at the moment. We're struggling. I mean, if we put it straight at the wicket, they're just going to go for it. So we just need some variation, I would say, really. Just some variation and try and really stump these Australians. But you're not going to get the wicket straight away. That's fairly obvious. But we need to start avoiding things like this, because however we bowl, they are getting serious runs. And, well, it's just a case of having a whack, really, and not really bothering about your wicket. Yes, we can get 10 wickets, but the damage done will be a whole lot more than if they just stood there defending and we got the wickets in a longer amount of time. But I hope you guys didn't miss me too much last week. I was pretty gutted I couldn't make any content. Just the 1 run. They got away with that there. Just the 1 run. But yeah, I was gutted I couldn't make any content. That's stumps for day 1. We will continue, of course. But that is stumps for day 1. And we'll continue back on day 2. Then we're going to go with Anderson and side bottom on day 2. Change it up a bit. Of course, we've only got 3 fast bowlers now because Flintoff's injured for this match. He was in real life, so I thought I'd emulate that in game. Go with a nice Yorker to start things off. Nice full toss. And that in a bad way to respond to it, I suppose. Just gone for the 1. Oh, that's painful. Get there. Oh dear, that was a scrappy first ball of the day, if ever there was one. Let's have a look at the replay. So, I think this one went straight to the boundary. Very strong shot, really. But I was amazed they went for 2 because of the clean fielding. But that was overthrown. We should have got that. And then they went for a 3rd run. And luckily they got away with that. Goodness me. Shane Watson getting very close to a 50. That's unbelievable. Oh, that's a no ball. So a little bit sloppy on the start of day 2. Just trying to get all of these run-outs, etc. we can. That's not... I mean, it would... It doesn't matter. Oh, well, no, you can. Of course, you can be ran out, can't you, on a no ball? But he's gone for it again. He's ran, hasn't he? He's been stumped and then ran. So I don't know what's happened here. Let's have a look. Well, he was in, but he's gone to run again. If you look, he was in the crease, but he's actually gone to run again. So he's not out. Well, that's interesting. Because he's in the crease at that time, so that's completely legal. But after the stumping, he went to run again. So I'm not completely sure how that works. But I guess as long as he was in the crease at that time, it doesn't particularly matter. But a few cagey balls to get us started here, really, really much so. Let's just try a bit of variance. They've gone over 10 and over, which is bonkers. But the way they're smashing these balls, I'm not really surprised. But 2 wickets down, 64 for 2. Shane Watson really leading the charge, though. Nobody else really got off to a start. So it's all about trying to prevent that Shane Watson 50, really. I mean, that did hit him on the pad there, but nowhere near to the wicket. We've been bowling a little bit outside the off stump just to tempt them, and that sometimes happens. But you just got to live with the fact you ain't going to get many LBW appeals. But for the LBW appeals you don't get, you're going to be conceding less 4s, less 6s. And that's another no ball our timing, just a little bit off at the start of day 2. Stuart Broad's going to struggle to prevent the second run here, but they might go for 3 and be really stupid. But no, just the 2. So it's going to be 3 runs. A bit of a scrappy over to get us started, really. A few mistakes, 2 no balls, and we need to be careful, really, with our act. Because this run rate could start to get really serious very quickly. I mean, look at that. That's going to go for 6. Crazy. I'm guessing Shane Watson heard exactly what I've said, because he's really reinvigorated him. He's smacking it about, and he's getting ever closer to 50, so fair play to him. Tyrone way outside the off stump at the end of the over. See if that tempts him all. Oh my God, it does. My God, it does. And that's a 6 to bring up the 50 for Shane Watson. A player who couldn't bowl. I said he couldn't bat. But, well, he's defying all the odds here. I mean, he hit the stumps of how far he brought his bat back there. But goodness me, what a 6. And that is brings up his 50. I mean, look at the economy rates. 10 and over for Anderson, 12 and over for Broad. We're going to bring side bottom in now to come from the left, see if that changes anything. But my goodness me, I hope he doesn't get harassed like these guys do. Crazy stuff. Right from the outset, 4. And you might decide to change the field. We might well have to put a few more fielders out on the boundary. I think that works a little bit better. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, I think that works a little bit better. Just secures that straight down the line shot, really. And there we go, stopped straight away. So that's been a little bit more effective. Going to come round the wicket to right head to Mike Hussey. Saying that way that we'd come normally. We'll just see how he deals with that. And that is saving runs if ever there was. I mean, that would have gone straight for 4, wouldn't it? It would have gone straight for 4. I think he actually might have dropped that. I don't quite think it carried because we would have had the chance to catch it ourselves. No, it didn't quite carry to Stuart Broad, but he did drop that nonetheless. So a little bit sloppy there from Broady. A little bit shorter. God, he's gone for that. And that is just a gap in the field. You can't cover everywhere. And to the offside, he gets a 4. It's more like a 20-20 match. Really is. Goodness me. Well, we can't get grumpy, though. It is a test match. We can't expect to get a wicket every over. I think we've been very lucky with how we've been just running away with matches in the last few. With all the wickets we've got nice and early. And getting them out for sub-100 scores. But this is just ridiculous in terms of how quickly they're scoring it. Because we're not bowling terribly. We're giving them tempters, sure, to play 1 or 2 shots. But again, that's going to be another 4. Believable. So we need to mop up our act. I think it was only 30 for 2, wasn't it, when we started? But it's now 92 for 2. You can see from the bowling economy that the bowler's just getting mugged. So we're going to have to change it up. We can't keep going with what we've got. So we're going to bring Graham Swan in on the spin. Go for balanced field. We don't want to be mugged. We're going to come this way to him. Bowl a bit of a deucer. Nice and full. And see how we get on. Ooh, he didn't like that, did he, Mike Hussey? No, he didn't. Bit of an outswinger. Oh, we like that one a little bit more, but well held by Ryan Sidebottom there. This might be what we need. Bit of an outswinger, the knife and line method. Oh my God, yeah, he's figured that one out though. Pretty conservative for 2 balls there, but he had a whack there and it worked. Just got to show patience here. Great stop. Great stop, Swanee. Brilliant. Mike Hussey on 17. Shane Watson developing into a very nice innings for himself here. On 58. Be another run or 2 here for Hussey. Just the 1. Put Shane Watson on strike. He also doesn't like that spin bowling, so he's desperate to get off strike there. They're struggling a bit with the spin, which is nice to see. We're going to bring Jimmy back on. Could bring Sidebottom back, but now we'll bring Jimmy back into the attack. I know he's been in the attack always, but obviously he had 2 overs off there because Sidebottom and Swan were in. But very nice stop from Jimmy. As I've said, we've not been mugs when we've been bowling.
The ball just runs
Catch
down
him.
into the covers.
He's gone. Brilliant. Thank God for that. We've broken the rut. It's not really the man we wanted in Shane Watson because Shane Watson's tearing us up. But Mike Hussey is a pretty important bloke. So number 2, 3 and 4 have all gone. Great catch. Second catch of the innings for Cook. Cook and Anderson join up for the second time this episode. And Mike Hussey's gone. And now here comes the captain, Michael Clark. Well, he was the captain in one of the Ashes. I think it was Brad Haddin who captained in this series. Can't remember for sure. But a long-awaited wicket.
That's nice.
And my goodness me, Michael Clark's not been hesitant.
This looks like it's going to be a very short
God.
or very damaging innings. Intense
They've got to the 100 mark within 10 overs. That is crazy. Absolutely bonkers. But we've got 3 wickets. That all we have to... Well, my goodness me. At least they're going for these sort of shots. Then they're going to get one wrong at some point, aren't they? But he doesn't seem to have any sign of that in his first 3 balls. 14 off the 3 balls he's faced. Australia are seriously playing 2020 cricket. Ooh, that was close. That was a lot closer than I thought. But to Nelson within 10 overs. So what we're going to do is just get this innings moving a little bit. We'll simulate 10 overs and then we'll play another 5 overs before the end of the episode. So, 10 overs simulated, and the good news is we've took 2 more wickets, but amazingly, Shane Watson on 72 off 61. Michael Clark only got the 14 that you saw on camera. He didn't score for 7 balls, then got caught by Strauss, another wicket for Anderson, and then Marcus North was ran out by Anderson, meaning that on the 20th over, we've got Brad Haddin in, just come in, 1 off 2, and Shane Watson, who's been the only player who's offered anything so far, really spearheading this innings on 72, and Australia are 133 for 5, so off the 10 overs, only scored 22 runs. So we've got Graham Swan. We've got Graham Swan at the hockey now. If we were going to be in darts terms. That's on the offside. We can't really get away with having nobody on the boundary on the offside. You watch the runs skyrocket now that we're back. But 2 wickets, really important. Still cannot believe that Shane Watson's had such a good innings. He's really defied what I've expected of him, but fair enough. Brad Haddin on 1. And there is a chance here. Don't shout too loud about it, but there is a chance here. I mean, that's poor. That's poor. We could have got to that, really. There is a chance that if they don't start scoring too readily, that we could just about sneak into I was going to say playoff territory. It's not Football Manager. Just about sneak into follow-on territory. We'll have to see. We'll have to judge how the next 5 overs go. If they score anything like they did before, we certainly not, but you never know. Get there. Oh, he's dropped it, but it doesn't really matter. It'd have been 4 otherwise, so he'd prevented those runs. It's not all about getting the batsman out sometimes. But the runs in 5 overs are brilliant from Australia. Oh my God, well, that ain't bad. Now, it's something that I've just come to mind actually looking at the screen there. The sister Sean said about this little white thing on the field. I don't know what that is. Whether it's where the batsman wants to go, I'm not really sure. I can't figure that out. I cannot figure that out at all. It's that little white block on the fielding circle. I don't know what that is at all. I cannot figure it out. I do remember that Sean raised that in the comments, and I don't know what it's all about. Looks like it's almost where he wants to play it, but I can't really tell. I'm not liking the fact there's no slip. I'm not liking that, so we're going to put a slip in there. Brad Haddin facing Stuart Broad bowling. Just a defensive shot. They've definitely curtailed a little bit now. Slowed things down a lot. It's understandable. They're 5 wickets down and they could be following on if they lose a few quick wickets now. That's a nice shot. Not going to quite make the boundary, I don't think.
Batsman coming back for a second.
I'd be inclined to go to the striker's end. Go on, he's out. He's gone. He's gone. It's Shane Watson, thank God. My goodness me, I said Australia had slowed down. They're going for all the runs they can get, but the main man, the number 1, the man who I criticised and criticised before this innings, said he was rubbish. He's managed to get 82. I know it's 146 for 6, but he's got 82. Without him, Australia would be nowhere. And some stupid running. Matt Pryor could have had a fag and still got him out. Australia, 146 to 6. You know, I mentioned this follow-on thing. It could well happen. Let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. Another wicket gone. 4 men to get out. Straight at Broad. We're definitely taking control now. But let's not get cocky. Let's not get cocky. We know that these are well-able batsmen. We had the fabulous episode a few tests back where we couldn't get out the tail enders. It was really frustrating, but they played really well. So that shows these tail enders can bat. But our aim is to get them out short, but of course to get them out before they get to that 227 ultimately. That would be the goal. That would be brilliant. Mitchell Johnson, a few leaves, a few defensive shots, and this is definitely coming back into our court now. Stuart Broad still no wicket for him technically, but he has had 2, I think, from run-outs, and I think Graham Swan's probably had 1 as well. So, here we go then. 3 overs before the end of the episode. We'll bring Graham Swan back in. Stuart Broad's knackered now, so we will bring probably Jimmy in at the end of the this over. Or maybe even side bottom. I think we'll bring Jimmy in though. Jimmy's always a safe pair of hands.
The ball just runs out into the covers.
And so's Graham Swan. And so is Graham Swan. Brad Haddon in for 9 minutes. Influential man, to be fair. Really, the last able batsman gone. Graham Swan in 1 ball in this over. Gets the wicket. And Australia are just completely crumbling. I'll say it again. It's the 3rd time in probably as many minutes. Follow on. They've now got to score 80 between them to avoid that. There you go. 82 to avoid the follow-on. There is a chance of that now. I never we had any follow-ons, did we, in the Ashes series in real life? We could have one here. As in the 2019 one I'm on about, not the 2009. Well, that would be probably 2 runs to help them out. If we can get there. No, he's got there. He's absolutely fine. Bit of a consideration there, but no, they're absolutely fine. But yeah, let's see how we get on. Just defensive shot there. I don't know why the slip cordon comes in there, but oh well. But a very good bowling display. We've really got back into this. Bit of a shorter ball, but he can't get to it. And this makes things really interesting now going into the next episode. Can we get these batsmen out? Can we get the follow-on? And really, can we go and win the Ashes? The frustrating thing now is how much do I simulate at the end of this episode? Because ultimately I could simulate an over and they'll be out. But Jimmy Anderson back into the attack. Can we get one of those men here? Let's have a look. Let's get that balanced pace back in. It's not going to hurt. Mitchell Johnson, he's an able bat. Certainly an able bowler, my God. Just a defensive shot, though. That run rate is coming down nicely. And all that whacking they did earlier, coming back to haunt them a little bit. He misses that one. Still 80 to go to get to the follow-on. It's going to be a lot cooler, a lot calmer from these batsmen. But they've got to last a long time to get 80 if they're going for that approach. If they have a whack, they could be out, but they might get there. So, no approach is brilliant in this situation. It's not a great situation overall for Australia. 2-1 down in the series. We need 1 more win. A follow-on, basically, in a test match is pretty fatal. But just defensive shots from Mitchell Johnson this over. I do not mind that in the slightest. Bit of a shorter ball. And he's gone for that. He'll get the boundary. It was worth a go, but just the 4 off the over, I'm happy with that. That's not too ridiculous. They've got the odd run, and a very successful return to the bowling end for Jimmy. So just 1 more over left in the episode. Graham Swan's going to be bowling that, and we'll see how he gets on. But great stuff. 152 for 7. Funnily enough, it's one of Australia's best innings in the last few matches. I don't know why we've got this defensive spin on. We don't need that. We want a balanced field so that we can catch them quite short. Because they're not going to swing for it, these aren't. I'll say that. And Peter Siddle will get 6 sixes in a row now. Just a defensive shot. I think the top order batsmen ought to learn a little bit from these two. How to defend. How not to whack it all the time. 76 now to avoid the follow-on after that boundary. And really the main part where you're going to see that is next episode. Whether they can avoid the follow-on. Because they're not going to whack it around. We're going to struggle to get wickets. But it's going to be one of those episodes next time where we can just see how we get on. But he's had a bit of a whack there. They're just going to go for the two. They're not going to be silly, I'd think. Anyway, yeah, just the two. And that's not too bad.
That was good running.
Had a little bit of a whack there, but just doesn't sometimes always work out. And you've got to be patient in this game to get wickets. And he's missed it, and that's a wicket. Peter Siddle's gone. He mistimed it. 10 balls, 10 minutes. Clean bowl. That Graham Swan's second wicket. And we are getting ever close to forcing that follow-on. They need another 70-odd. He just completely mistimed that. Thank God we bowled that one in line, or else it would have been a waste of time in making that mistake. Not very good from the wicket-keeper, but oh well. Straight through. Clean bowled. Only 2 wickets to go. Stuart Clark comes in now. 1 ball left. Can we get him? No, not quite. He'll get there, though. And that brings us to a very interesting episode next time out, doesn't it? I'll tell you what, we'll do one more over. I'm just going to do one more over, see if we can get another man out. We're not going to do a terrific amount of over. Just do the... Oh, I'm bloody sick of this. I don't want to set the field every time. Let's see if we can get another man out. No ball, that's not the best way to start another 4. See, if we start playing risky like that, it's just silly. Because these two will be able to get to the follow-on if they bide their time. But Nathan Horitsu did particularly well in one of the test matches. He's out the squad, so they'll miss him quite a bit. They still need 70, don't they, to get... is it 70? Yeah, they need 68 to get to the follow-on score.
The ball just runs out.
I said, can we get one man? We have. Mitchell Johnson's gone. We need one more man to do it. To force the follow-on for Australia. And potentially win the Ashes. Jimmy Anderson. Is that another 5-fer for him? It's at least 4 wickets. It might well be a 5-fer. No, just the 4. Well, there's 4 balls left in the over. Even though he was whooped in those first 2 overs. The 5-fer would still be pretty impressive in terms of the runs he's conceded. Well, I was right, wasn't I? I was absolutely right to do one more over. Ben Hilfenhaus, 1 ball. Completely mucked that up. Jimmy Anderson gets his 5-fer. Australia all out for 159 runs. Quite incredible. We've gone through all of them in the space of half an hour. I know we needed a little bit of help from the simulation, but that was a great ball. Poorly defended by Ben Hilfenhaus. We'll watch it for the 3rd time because Australia are getting into really deep territory. They now enter the follow-on. You make sure that we're going to enforce that follow-on. Australia are all out for 159. They're not going to be happy whatsoever. We've only just started day 2. Oh, yes. We're going to enforce the follow-on. Believe me, Australia trail by 268 runs. It's only the start of day 2. They're into their 2nd innings already. And they've got a real chance here of mucking this up. If they don't get more than 268, we'll win by an innings and win the Ashes. Oh dear, Australia. And the fact that Shane Watson got 82, when the rest of them couldn't even get that collectively. Pretty bad going. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed that we've returned to content. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be carrying straight on to see how they do in their innings. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye for now.